Okay, so I said this time and time again. Every young man needs that portion of his early 20s where he sets himself up for the rest of his life, right? So for you to disappear and come back successful, you need to do two things, right? You need to delete all your social media, and you need to actually put in the work, right? For you to become successful. So number one is actually like really easy. Like it's not hard to like delete some apps off your phone. But number two is where a lot of people quit, because putting in the actual work, right? It's actually hard. And people quit like really easily, and they reinstall their social media and all that, and at the end of the day, they never achieved anything, right? So you need to do the exact opposite of that and literally like put in the work, delete all your social media, put in the work, and come back successful, right? So as I said, like everyone can talk the talk, but not everyone can walk the walk, right? And don't go like telling anyone your goals and things like that, because like it gives like a similar like dopamine spike to like when you actually achieve it. So like you're pretty much giving yourself the internal reward of like dopamine, um, without actually achieving the actual thing that you set out to do, right? And this happens to a lot of people, right? This happens to me as well. I sometimes go on telling someone about like my goals and ambitions, and I kind of get too deep into it. I kind of break it down for them, which is like not a good thing to do, because like you're like, as I said, like you're internally like giving yourself that reward of like dopamine without actually achieving the thing that you set out to do, right? What you need to do is pretty much like put in the work day in, day out, and like do the mundane tasks that you probably wouldn't like to do in the first place, which will get you to your goal, right? Which will get you from point A to point B, right? So whether it be in fitness, whether it be in business, you need to do the mundane tasks every day that'll maybe you enjoy it, right? Maybe you enjoy it, but like some of the tasks that are there in like business and fitness don't necessarily like compute with like everyone, right? It's not like everyone likes all the tasks that needs to be done with like fitness or like business, right? So anyway, like if you're starting a business, don't tell anyone. If you're starting to go to the gym, don't tell anyone. If you're starting a new endeavor in your like career or whatever, don't tell anyone, and you come back successful, and that's when like everyone needs to get to know you again, because you've changed so much, right? So I'm only gonna talk about fitness in this video because like I've had the most experience in fitness. I've been doing fitness, I've been lifting for like 7 years now. I started back in 2017, so I have the most experience to talk about it, right? So I've already had my fitness transformation from like skinny to like ripped, or like whatever you want to call it. But like I'm a little bit overweight right now because like I've bulked for a while as well. And now I'm starting to cut down. But in terms of business, I only started this YouTube channel a little while ago, so like I have like limited experience in that. But it's the same principles kind of apply to like business and fitness at the same time. Cause the skills that you gain with like fitness and business both are like transferable to each other. So when I say transferable, it means that you can like apply the same skills that you learn in fitness to business as well, right? For example, like discipline. You can instill discipline in yourself with like fitness and literally apply the same thing to business as well. You know what I mean? So in terms of fitness, like how do you actually like go about this fitness journey, right? How do you go ghost pretty much and come back successful in terms of fitness, where people uh, where you're like unrecognizable and people have to get to know you again, right? So, and you can do this like fully natural, fully like like with like a mediocre diet and like fully natural, right? Because you can rinse out your noob gains like this, like in like 2 years, not like this, but like in 2 years. You can rinse out your noob gains, and like you pretty much look like better than the average person. You look more jacked than the average person, right? So what you need to do is pretty much go and train with like hard intensity, obviously Sam Select style. Like just fucking just throw weights around and eat like high protein diet. eat at a calorie surplus. If you're a skinny guy, eat at a calorie surplus. Even if you're like kind of like chubby or like, kind of like overweight, you still want to eat like a calorie maintenance type of like um, diet, where you pretty much eat at a calorie maintenance, where you maintain your weight, but you're actually like kind of gaining muscle at the same time as well. So you fill out your frame, and then you can start cutting down your body fat. But like for a skinny guy, I recommend like you just get on a bulk and like straight away start eating more calories. And but in both scenarios, you need to hit your protein goals, right? So yeah, just rinse out your new gains, and you look like way better than like the average person, right? Depending on how hard you go to the gym and like how consistent you are in tracking your calories, you literally be unrecognizable in like a couple of years, right? If you do it consistently for that period of time, and you're gonna instill discipline in yourself to like, a lot of people think that like, like exercising is like the hard part, but no, it's actually like counting your calories, counting your macros, and literally sticking to your diet like the entire time. When you're a beginner to the gym, I recommend you start with like compound movements, just so that you can get a feel for like where you're at in terms of like your like the weight that you can lift and things of this nature, and also get your like foundation right. So like pretty much what you start with like bench press and squats. That's what I recommend you start with. So you pretty much start with that, and then you move on to like isolation movements, which will go pretty quickly. Like you can stick to like your compound movements for like a couple of weeks, and then switch to like isolation movements, but still keeping the compound movements in your routine, right? So pretty much like just do all that, right? And you pretty much get to a point where like you can increase the weight like progressively overload all the time, like every week pretty much. You can progressively overload if you like eat a good amount of calories as well. You have like a lot of carbs in you, you have a lot of like calories in you that support the weight that you lift. And it's the consistency that matters, right? At the end of the day, like there's like a big goal that you need to hit, but like as long as you like steer in the right direction, you will get to that goal, right? Which means that like you can like kind of like hit your goals, but not like fully, and like still get to the same destination, right? Maybe like a little bit lower of like a state, but like the same destination nevertheless, right? So that may mean like you're literally coming in only for like 20 minutes of like working out, right? But in that 20 minutes, if you're intense enough, like you pretty much like get to the same destination is what I'm saying, right? Um, and it doesn't need to be like 45 minutes or like 1 hour long workouts, as long as you like get your intensity in, and like you hit your protein goals, and you kind of hit your macros and things of this nature, you literally like get to the same goal, right? And it's a discipline that matters as well, right? So, and don't forget that discipline is like a transferable character trait, which can be transferred from like one endeavor of your life to the next, as I said before in the video, right? But you have to love what you do, right? At the end of the day, you have to love what you do. And we as men, like we innately desire like business success, fitness success, and just status in general. So like most of us will enjoy what comes with it, right? So like fitness and business, right? Every one of us will enjoy like those pursuits, depending on like what kind of style it is. It can be like a different business model. It can be a different, like a different fitness routine that works for you. So like you have to find your own thing. But like in a general umbrella term view, you literally like enjoy fitness and enjoy business in general, right? So yeah, that was my spiel for today. I hope you learned something from this, and yeah, I hope you come back successful. Go Ghost, come back successful and crush it this year. So yeah, I'll see you in my next one.